Hey, hi guys, so thanks for stopping by watching this video. Today's video is going to be another ranking video of all of the products that I've tried this month. There's 20 here, so let's just get it rolling and let's start at number 20. So at number 20, it's just this little sample size. It's from Rare Beauty. It is the Soft Pinch Matte Liquid Blush. I have it in the shade Grace. I've tried the matte formula before. I had like a little tab of it, like a sample size, and this is a very, very difficult formula to work with if you are not advanced in your makeup application and how well you do makeup. It dries very, 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 very fast. I mean, extremely fast. And it's a beautiful color, and I actually like the pigmentation of it, even though the pigmentation is pretty strong. Once you start blending it in, you can't move it after a certain point. This is not going to blend out anymore. It's very stuck to one spot, I guess is the best way I can describe it. We have almost no time to work with this formula. I'm really glad I never ended up purchasing a full size of this. I was going to get the mini sizes that were available. It came in a set this holiday. There was one dewy blush and one matte blush. I really actually enjoy the dewy blush formula. You have a lot more time to work with it. It looks beautiful. It's just as pigmented as the matte one, but it's more user-friendly. And yeah, I mean, that's why it's at number 20. Okay, so at number 19 is kind of my fault because I didn't realize what it was. I had just purchased this out of nowhere. It's the NYX Epic Wear eyeliner. There's a couple things I'm kind of annoyed at with this. First off, I had just ran out of all my purple eyeliners. The one I had is bad and it really just doesn't lay anything down. So I found this one. I'm like, oh yeah, this will be great. You know, this is the perfect type of purple color that I go for. And then when I got home, I swatched it. And it's like a shiny, it's not matte. It's this shiny formula where I realized just, you know, over the years of wearing and messing with makeup that these kind of shinier liners don't stay very well. I think makeup application process of this is fine because it has that shimmeriness to it. It tends to show up lighter than I want it to. So it's a pain in the butt. I think this is like $8 or more. And if you can tell, the component is plastic. So I assumed, oh, this is great. This would be a twist up. So I'm sitting here trying to twist this. This is not a twist up eyeliner. This is supposed to be like a sharpener, I guess. But the product that's inside this is plastic. How am I supposed to sharpen plastic? Honestly, if you're going to use plastic, make it one that can be wound up. And if you want it to be a sharpenable product, please, dear God, just make this a wooden pencil. It would have been so much easier. Plastic really dulls your sharpeners. And like, why? Like, how else are you supposed to sharpen this? I don't understand. I'm really irritated by that. So this is why this is at number 19. At number 18 is not a product I dislike, unlike the last two products. It's actually a really beautiful product. It's just not, A, it's not the color I go for often, and B, this is a formula, a glossy formula that can be duped very easily, and I have a lot of this style of product in my collection to begin with. But I'll share with you what it is. It is from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's the Happy Kiss lip line. This is the color or shade Pillow Talk. Like I said, it's a beautiful color. It's like a nice rosy color, but this isn't a color I normally go for. And I'll swatch it here just so you can see. Like I said, it's really pretty. It's a nice, really glossy formula. The other issue I have with this is you can click it up to use it, but you can't get it back down. So you'll need to be really careful with how much of this you're actually clicking up at once, or you're going to squish your product. I'm not using this as much. I'm not trying to reach for this as much, but it is a really beautiful formula. It's such a pretty formula. It smells fantastic. It's a really sweet smell, almost kind of like a marshmallow scent. And yeah, I mean, Charlotte Tilbury kills it with lip products in general. So at number 17, this is going to be a slight disappointment for me. This is the NYX Lingerie XXL lip product formula. Formula is great. It's definitely more of a moussey formula than I expected. I chose this color, which is Stamina. I chose this color because I'm running out of these beautiful raspberry tones. I really only have maybe one left in my collection, so I wanted a backup for when that one's totally done and dried out. So I was like, oh, this looks like a perfect raspberry color from the tube. This is definitely more red than like a nice raspberry berry color. So that kind of stinks. The formula is decent. If you've had any of the lip lingeries from NYX, those are definitely more of a regular matte liquid lip. This has more of that like plushiness to it, which I think some people would enjoy. I don't really care either way. I think I'm more disappointed at the shade because I thought this was going to be more of a raspberry and less of a red. Now, if I compare it to an actual, you know, pure red in my collection, it's going to look different. That's comparing it to a legitimate red in my collection. Obviously, it looks a little bit different, but it's just a little more red than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be more of a berry tone, and it's not. And that's okay. I thought it was going to have more of this pinky berry color, kind of like the outside has, you know? I don't know. I'm just being picky at this point, but I'm honestly just being picky at this point. So at number 16, I don't dislike this. I want to say it now. Everything from this point forward, I actually really, really enjoy. So I'm just going to state that all together. At number 16 is this single liquid shadow from Kaja. It is their Moon Crystal Liquid Shadows Sparkling Eye Pigments. This is stunning. I loved the flip that it's supposed to have, that, you know, the online swatch shows you. It's a very greeny, tealy blue flip to a purple, and it is beautiful. It has a lot of sparkles in it, although I expected there to be more sparkles, and that's where I'm kind of let down by it. It blends out beautifully. My issue is when you move the shadow away, it looks like dirty and patchy. Like, can you see where it looks like thicker in areas than others? But, you know, when it's straight on into the light, it looks absolutely stunning. So I can really only pair this with darker shades that are layered underneath it because of the shadow it gives. It just looks patchy almost, which is a little frustrating. These are pretty expensive. Also, I thought this was going to be like twice the size that it is. I'm just being picky at this point. I kind of have to try and find things to be picky about. This has 8.5 grams in it. That's as much a product as you get in most like bronzers and blushes, if not more. So this is straight away, this is a ton of product in here. It's just, I think I was surprised how tiny this tube was going to be. But I do like the packaging. I do love the little nose on it. It kind of makes it easy to control how little or how much you want to squeeze out. And at number 15 is this quad in particular. This is my new quad that I have just received from my flip box. It's from Rowan and it's the 75 degrees quad. These are the shades inside. Now the shades are really basic. I think we can all agree that they're really, really basic. I don't want to swatch them. I don't want to get stuff everywhere, but like I've said before, this is a really beautiful, beautiful quad. It's lower because these two bronzy shades are very, very similar to each other. More similar than they need to be. This is a quad. You can make one of them brighter and lighter, but it's not. I do like the formula of these. I love how textured and piecey they are, but they don't ever dry down on your eyes. They're gonna stay that very creamy type of formula and they will crease. If you don't like that textured, creasy look, you are not going to like these at all. But if it doesn't bother you, you probably will really enjoy these. I think it's a beautiful, warm toned, bronzy quad. You know, like this is a great quad if this is the type of product that you enjoy. At number 14 is this eye pigment. It's a loose pigment. It's from, I don't know how to pronounce this brand. I think it's pronounced Bia. It's B-B-I-A. I also picked this pigment up in my flip box. This is beautiful. Now it is a loose pigment, so it is a little difficult to work with because it can tend to get everywhere. Literally everywhere. This is stunning. And it works so well. Look at that. You see that freaking swatch, man? It looks so blinding, so wet. It's got these beautiful sparkles in it. And I picked it up because I wanted a really neutral, basic type of color, and it's definitely this. It's so pretty. It looks beautiful all over the eyes. I don't mind getting glitter all over my face. I don't care enough. And this gives me that impact and that shine, those sparkles that I really look for. But I think in a conglomerate of all of the things I have and how easily this is to use, this is lower on the spectrum from all of these. So that's why it's coming in fairly low, why it's in number 14. This is a really basic product, but I am really enjoying it. It's a sunscreen. It's from Cosrx. It's the Aloe Soothing Sun Cream. I have SPF 50 and it's PA+++. This is a really basic sunscreen, but it's really good. It's I don't believe it's a mineral sunscreen. I'm pretty sure this is not mineral. On me at least, it doesn't leave a white cast. I feel like it probably wouldn't leave a white cast on anyone that's a lot darker than me. I cannot give you a 100% thought on that because that's not me. That's not what I look like. This might be something you could give a try, and I do think it could work well, and it's a really nice formula. It's UVA, UVB protection. It's got that PA+++, which a lot of American sunscreens don't have. You really only find that in a lot of K-beauty products, which this is. But that's why I like this so much. I try and look for anything that has at least 2 or 3 pluses, and this has 3. Next up at number 12 is this lipstick. There's a lot of lipsticks in this round, in this ranking too, which is strange. This is from Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink, and I got this one in the shade Protector. That's the shade color name. This is a very like true brown color. I was trying to find a color that was as similar to the True Brown Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick, matte liquid lipstick, but I've never purchased that one, so I don't know what is a 100% dupe. I just wanted a true brown color. And I thought, you know, when I purchased this, that this was a really perfect true brown color. And I don't think this is quite of a true brown as it could be. To me, it almost looks like it has a little bit of red or a little bit of berry in it, and I wanted to get as much yellow in a true brown as possible to make it, you know, not so red leaning or purple leaning. I really wanted to get more yellow into it, and honestly, it looks like it's a good, perfect, even amount of everything. But sometimes when I have it paired up against other things that I've purchased recently, it kind of doesn't look that way. It's a great formula. This is one of my favorite matte liquid lipstick formulas. It lasts all day. And the color is fine. I actually really enjoy this color for the season right now, especially warm brown tones, or just brown in general, and this is really fitting that bill for me. At number 11, this came as a total shock to me. I got this sent to me from Kaja Beauty. This is their, what do they call this? The Love Beat heart-shaped blending sponge. It's dirty, so don't mind it. This is precious. This is so cute, and it was very small. Like, it used to fit inside this, and now it just kind of sits in its packaging. It used to totally squish inside, and it was the perfect size. This got huge, at least twice its size, or almost, and it's very soft. I mean, this is a very, very squishy sponge. There's no hard spots on it, and I really hate stiff sponges. I always used the Real Technique sponge. I can pull mine out. Just in comparison, this is very squishy. There's no like tenseness in it, or there's no like stiffness in it. It feels very soft on the skin. There's nothing about it that hurts when you're pushing onto your skin, and feeling both of these, they are both just as soft. So if you like the softness of the Real Technique sponge, I think you're gonna like the Kaja sponge as well. Obviously, they're two totally different shapes. They are about the same size, which is interesting too. All right, at number 10, I really like all of these products. I mean, I've liked all of them pretty much up to the Grow and Quad and over, but these products I really, really love with all of my heart. So at number 10 is this new lipstick. I told you guys I have a ton of lip products in this ranking video, but this one is from Jason Wu. It is the shade Biscotti. This is supposed to be like the perfect formula to do like your eyes and your lips and your cheeks, and I did do this that way, but I'm just a lipstick fan. I love lipsticks, and this is such a pretty color. I'm actually gonna swatch it right next to the Maybelline one. It's a very cooler toned nude, which is really nice. Matte lipstick. It's got a little bit of pink in there, but still cool toned enough to pull off like a cool brown shade. And I love the actual lipstick bullet. If it wants to focus, look at that, it says Jason Wu on it. It's so cute. Next up at number 9 is another lipstick. This was me buying this on a whim. Again, I was trying to find like all those brown tones that I really liked, and I came across this one, and you know, it's a drugstore option, so it was very affordable for me. This is the Maybelline Color Sensational Matte Lipstick. This is the shade More Truffle, and this is what it looks like. It's one of these long stick tubes. This wasn't the brown I expected it to be, but it is so pretty. It's stunning. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I love this color, and it's a very comfortable formula. Very comfortable. I love it. This is a really good formula. Maybelline does lipsticks so well. I love this one. There's not a ton of product in here, so if you're, you know, comparing like this version to the classic bullet lipsticks from Maybelline, the bullet lipsticks have 4.2 grams in them, and this one only has 1.7 grams. So, you know, you have to take that into consideration. Is that something you want, you know, or are you just gonna waste all of this because you know you're not gonna use it? You know, Yeah, that's all the product that's in here. So it's not a lot, but the formula is beautiful. I really love this formula, and it's still affordable. It's not like you're getting ripped off. At least I don't feel that way. At number 8 is this little quad from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Pillow Talk Luxury Palette. This is so pretty. It's so basic. It's so basic, but that's why I love it. I've really been loving these basic palettes recently. This is the Pillow Talk Quad. These, okay. I've never used a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow before, so I didn't know what to expect. I know a lot of people have hype over these, and some people couldn't give a crap about them, but I'm glad I got to try this. This was sent to me from Octoly. These mattes, these two mattes over here, blend like butter, and they're so buttery too when you're swatching them, like when you're feeling the texture on your finger. It's a very smooth, borderline creamy, like a creamy cream to powder type of formula. They blend out so well, and just the color story itself gives you that you're wearing makeup, but you know how to apply it really well without trying type of thing. That's how this the vibes this gives me. But my favorite part about this palette is this shimmer shade in general. This palette is like $53. Very expensive. Don't buy this palette if you don't want to spend that much money on it, obviously. But I would buy this palette again just for this formula. It's this beautiful, textured, super sparkly shade. So let me swatch it out so you can see. I mean, this sparkly shade is like my vibe. These are the type of shades that I love. They're so transformative. Oh my god, they're so beautiful. They're sheer with just all of this sparkle impact, and that's why I love it. It feels very dry in the pan, but oh my god, it's so pretty. I love it. I love it. I can't say it enough. This is why this palette is so high in this ranking. It's very expensive, you know, I get that, but just that one shade alone propels this palette above everything else that I've tried, honestly. It's so beautiful. I love it. And I actually went and swatched another one of the palettes in my Sephora that's near me, and they have this new quad, and I think it's called like the Palette of Pearls. Oh my god, I'm trying to hold off on buying it right away because I don't need it. I don't need anything. I don't need any of this stuff, but that palette is so beautiful, and that palette is so much more beautiful than this one, and that's saying something. The palette is all shimmers, so you have to like shimmers in order to get a lot of use out of it, but they're all those like sheer, sparkly, transformative top coat style shadows that I love, obviously. At number 7, so when I started using this, I fell hard over this palette, and when I found out I was getting it, because I didn't pay for this, so when I found out I was getting this, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like it, but I went ahead and I tried it anyways. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Primrose palette. I'm gonna say right away, if you get this palette, be aware that these shimmers in here are the softest pressed shimmers. So they're gonna break on you, because I had 2 out of the 3 break on me, or 2 out of the 4. So this is the palette. This shimmer right here and this shimmer broke on me. No, I had 3 break on me. I had this one break on me, this one, and this one break on me. This was the only one that didn't break. So clearly they're really, really softly pressed. I do think they need to be pressed a little bit harder. I actually repressed them myself. That's why they're not broken still, obviously. But the formula is stunning, especially these shimmers. Oh my god, they're so foiled. I haven't seen shimmery shades like this from ABH in a very long time. Oh my god, they're so pretty. You see, oh my god, so pretty. You see that? Look at that. That is stunning. Oh, so good. Just the shimmers alone in this palette are worth this palette, to be honest. I love the shimmers in here. The only one that I'm kind of annoyed about is this one right here, Peony. This is the shade Peony. This is the most basic shimmer shade you can put in any palette. It's just a pink to gold duochrome. You can find this palette, this shade in so many palettes. This shade is in the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. The shade is in the Morphe 350. Like, this is not a unique shade, and this is actually the one shade that I hate. If it's in any palette, I hate it because it's so basic and I just don't like it. But I do have to say, the way this palette looks, like if you're looking at this palette, is not the way it looks in promo photos. In promo photos, these are a lot more washed out. The colors look way more similar. These are all these beautiful purple tones, like really purple leaning reds. They do not look that way on the promo photos. Any promo photo I've seen, these all look similar. And then this peachy, beautiful peachy shade is so similar to this neutral beigey pink color, and they look totally different on the eyes. Also, these mattes are so beautiful. They blend well. Again, they blend like butter. They're so good. It's that classic Anastasia Beverly Hills matte eyeshadow formula that everybody loves, and it's finally back. I don't care about these palettes or the pans in the palettes being any bigger. I don't care. They could have been the same size as all of her other palettes, but they are bigger. Okay, great. I don't really care. What I don't like though is these blushes. I'm never going to use these as blushes. This one, Saddle, this is so dark and so pigmented on my face. I cannot use it as a blush. It's way too dark for me, which is fine. There's all other options in the world for me. I don't need to have every blush work for my skin tone, but it's so pigmented that it makes it very, very difficult to blend out and buff seamlessly in the skin. I do think there is quite a learning curve with this. The pink one is a little bit easier only because it's more suitable for my skin tone. But if I'm buying this for the blush shades in here, this is a shade I can't use. I'm never going to use it as a blush, and for me, I'm never ever going to use this as a blush. So these are going to get used as eyeshadows. That's fine. I'll use them as eyeshadows, but I wouldn't have gone out of my way to purchase this for the blushes. Now that I know how beautiful these shades are, and I know they work stunningly, I do think that there's a higher chance I would have purchased this palette myself, but I did get it sent to me, and I'm grateful. And I'm grateful I got the opportunity to try this because it really is so pretty. I've created tons of looks with this palette so far, and I love it. It's a really, really good palette. I'm really enjoying it. At number 6 is also another product I got from my flip box. This is the Juno Skin Facial Cleansing Brush. I never used one of these. I've never used a cleansing brush in my life, but I really like this. It's rechargeable, it's waterproof, so you got the little thing in the back to charge it up. And there's 2 different size brush bristles. This is meant for your T-zone, and these thinner brushes are meant for like your cheek area. This is great, it works well. I always apply the cleanser to my face first, kind of lather it up, and then I'll go in with this guy, and I always leave it at the first or second of the 3 speeds. So this is speed 1, speed 2, and speed 3. Kind of disappointed it's taken me this long to actually use something like this. I really like it. It hasn't affected my skin negatively. It's kept my skin looking just as good as it has before I used this, but I really do enjoy using this in my collection. I do think it makes a difference in getting more of like the gunk out of your pores. So start with number 5. I had to put it in a bag because the box was a mess and I couldn't be bothered, but this is like the Kiss Dip Powder Nail Starter Pack. Game changer. So as much as I love press on nails, fake nails, and nails that you just glue on, sometimes I just want something different. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't get my nails done anymore. I can't tell you the last time I went to a salon and got my nails done. It's been years. These are fake tips, obviously. Sorry how dirty my hands are, but these are the fake tips that come in the set. And then I use dip powder. So the color is not dip powder. The color is like an actual nail polish color, but they make a clear dip, which is what comes in that set. And I can just put it on. It's user-friendly enough for me, although it does take a while to sit down and actually do it. But I love it. I love long nails, so it gave me the opportunity to have longer nails while my natural nails grow out a little bit more. At number 4, I have on my face today. It's also a lip product. It's the Sephora Cream Lip Stain. I have this color. It's the color number 53, so I don't know what that name of it is, but it's the number 53. This is like a yellow olive brown. There's a lot of yellow and green pigment in this brown, so it leans warmer and more of that olive tone, which is what I love when I wear green eyeshadow. This is like the perfect lip color to wear it with because it has a lot of olive pigment to it. This was like the brown I've been dying to find, and I'm so glad I found it. I'll swatch it next to everything else. This is it. It looks very cool toned actually when I swatch it next to everything else. This has a lot of yellow, a lot of green in it, which makes this look purple, makes this look red, and it makes this one look pink. That's how crazy a couple browns can look on the skin. Ain't that crazy? Like this literally looks like a blackberry color now. It doesn't even look brown anymore. Unreal. And right now I'm really loving it. This is like holy grail fall lip color right now. I'm like literally obsessed with it. I love it so much. So good. In number 3 is also a lipstick. It's from Charlotte Tilbury. This was so expensive, but I'm literally obsessed with it. This was like over $30 for a lipstick. I don't recommend any of you getting a lipstick for $30 unless you know you're going to use it, and that was pretty much the reason for me buying this, because I knew I was going to use it. I was trying to find a very light nude that pulled more yellow. Every light nude or a nude meant for someone who's super pale is pink. I don't want a pink. I want either neutral as you can get, or make it look more yellow or more peach, but there's not that many options, but Charlotte Tilbury has a ton. So I picked up the kissing formula, which is more of her like satin lipstick, I guess, and it's in the shade Yes Honey. God, this is so beautiful. Oh my god, I love it. Packaging, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 recommend the packaging, but the color, this is like the shade. It is stunning. Let's swatch it here. That is Yes Honey. That is going to be my favorite lipstick of all time, probably, which is why I bought it, because it's so nude and it has that yellow, more yellow tone than I want. This one right here is probably the nudist color. Cool tone taupey color in my collection. It looks very gray, which is fine, but you can see all the purple and pink pigment in it. This does not have that. That is so much more yellow or peachy than this. This one from e.l.f. This is the shade Cream. This is the nudist, like most nude color in their collection. It's the lightest one in the collection. Again, it is super pink. Look, that is it. Compare that to that. There's no comparison. That is so much more pink, and that just makes that look yellow. See that? So that is why I bit the bullet, pretty much. I bit the bullet and I purchased this in the shade Yes Honey, because it's the perfect nude yellow leaning lipstick without looking goofy. And Honestly, I think this would look beautiful on everyone, but if you don't want a light pink nude shade and you're trying to find something warmer and more yellow, you need to try Yes Honey. It's perfect. That's why it's at number 3. At number 2 are these. I've never used a dermaplaner before. My life has changed. I'm never gonna not use these. They're very easy to use. I was terrified I was going to cut myself, but I didn't. And these are still great. I love these. Very easy to use, very easy to get around my eyebrows. I was able to basically dermaplane all the peach fuzz off my skin, and my skin just felt smoother. The makeup application went on so much better. I couldn't see it laying over top all my, it's not even facial hair. It's not facial hair. It's like peach fuzz. It's the baby hairs that every part of your body has. I love these. These are great, and they're super affordable. These are ones that I picked up from the brand Kitsch. I love them. All right, last but not least, this is one of the highlighters from Aether Beauty. This is the shade Supernova Crushed Diamond Highlighter in the shade Pure Diamond Dust. This is my new favorite highlighter. This is my new favorite highlighter. I'm literally obsessed with this. This is what it looks like. Oh my God, so damn good. Let me swatch it. It doesn't even do justice swatching it because you're just missing just how beautiful it actually is when you're in like a low light setting. It just sparkles and it's so pretty. Oh my God. Oh, I love it. Look how freaking intense that is. And it is beautiful on the face. It is stunning. I love this. It was a little expensive, but well worth it. Well worth it. This is my favorite product of all of this. I didn't pay for it. I got that sent to me. That doesn't change my opinion. I have had this on my mind for months, probably over a year at this point. And I'm so glad I finally picked it up. It is stunning. I love it. I couldn't be more happy with having this in my collection. This is like, got bumped to Holy Grail status because it is so good. So freaking good. All right, guys, so that is everything. That is all 20 products I've tried this month, and ranking. That took longer than I thought, to be honest with you. I thought it was gonna be a lot quicker of a video, but it wasn't. So thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and watch a video of mine, and I hope I can see you next time. Bye, guys.